CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code
Guys, the chicken's here, bringing you another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, I was planning on doing a Scorchers Unlocked video, but if we look at our chest here, I screwed up a little bit on the math, and I don't feel like waiting up until 3 o'clock in the morning to do a Scorcher video. So instead, today, what I'm going to do instead is I'm actually going to unlock shock mines. Now, this is a defense that I wanted to get anyways, and we can wait until tomorrow. I'll get 2 chests, and we'll be able to unlock Scorchers at that point. And, you know, like I said, like we talked about in yesterday's video, we have to get them anyways. So, I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. And I was going to come back and get shock mines regardless. So, this way, we're going to be pretty fully loaded before we go up to the next engine room. The only thing I'm missing out on are a couple multi-nodes that aren't really worth the keys. Other than that, we're pretty like rock stocked and loaded, guys. We got solid defenses. We got all our statue nodes and everything like that. So before we do this, wanted to let you guys know, or just give a big shout out in general. Everyone uses the code chick in the shop. I do appreciate it, guys. Make sure to check every week that you are supporting somebody. It doesn't have to be me. But, you know, the Boom Beach YouTubers, a little bit smaller than the rest of the YouTubers, so it does go a long ways. So, do appreciate that. And, of course, we do the giveaway every 8 weeks for people that have been using the code chick in the shop. Give away merch, gift cards, things like that. If you're interested, there you go. So, what we're doing today, guys, is we're going to unlock the shock mines and see if it helps us. Now, the biggest thing is we haven't been struggling. We haven't been struggling without Scorchers. So now we got the shock mines unlocked. You know, you see the log there. It's a little, you know, it's a little hit and miss. But overall, you know, we're still moving. We're still trending forward. So let's put some shock mines down and see if that can really help us. Because for the most part, I'm not really getting hit with Scorchers. I'm getting hit with the... Heavy Zuka, and I'm only losing on time, so I feel like the shock mines are going to do nothing but help us. Now, we're kind of just throwing them out at random here, but, you know, I think this is the best way to use them, is they're just kind of spread out a little bit everywhere, and they're going to have to run into them. So, even if we're running against Scorchers, Scorchers are dumb, guys. They're going to drive forward, they don't really look at much stuff, and they're going to hit our shock mine. So hopefully that is going to help us out a little bit. Alright, so let's go Heavy Zuka. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And come on way back here. Now I spread them out so much because I want half of them to go to the right and then half of them to go up kind of towards the left. 1, 2, 3. We want to make sure that we take down this laser. Here's a pro tip for you guys. If you're taking down specific stuff with Barrage, make sure you just click on a troop before you span out on the screen. As if we lost Kavan. Okay, so this is probably not going to go too well. I have no second wind, and we have no we don't have much GBE because we just spent it all on the Barrage. So yeah, I haven't seen Kavan die like that too often, so I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, if you guys ever have that issue that that I seem to have all the time, where you go to span out on the screen on your iPad or whatever your device is, and it just kind of locks up. Sorry, not locks up. It throws out GBE as you're spanning outwards. Just click on one of the troops to click off of the GBE nodes. That seems to be pretty huge. Okay, let's go medkit over here in case the machine gun comes into play. The mortars are going to one-shot us. Okay, let's shock here. Quickly. Mortars can take both of them, so it doesn't matter. Ouch. Now, Buddy is still scouting, so I'm not sure what's going on. I don't have any heavies left, so I think we're just going to die here. Unfortunately. Yeah, that was just bad, man. That was just Kavan went down and we got screwed. If I had 1 second win, we probably would have won that. But now he's been scouting the whole time, so he's going to be able to... Wait, what? It said opponent was still scouting. He just did nothing? He just retreated? Okay, I mean, we'll take that. We'll take that when they come, but let's dive into another one. I don't want to say that the shock mines won us that battle, but I mean, It's pretty obvious, guys. He took one look at the shock lens. He's like, oh, God, and then just ran away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this is why I upgraded Kavan early on. Kavan is the hero of the season. It's not Bullet. It's not Brick. It's not Everspark. Skip Everspark, guys, if you haven't already. Let's get some second wins going with Kavan before he dies out on us again. It's not Everspark. It's not Brick. It's not, oh, there's a laser there. I completely missed that. It's Kavan. You want Kavan. You want second win. That's going to be the optimal choice this season. Sure, Bullet's going to have his moments of glory, for sure. I'm not saying that he's not. But overall, you definitely want Kavan. You want second win. That's going to be what really propels you forward this season. Get rid of the laser beam. For the love of God, guys, the laser is killing us. Okay, let's get a shock in here, please. We'll get a shock over there. And, okay. So, I mean, it's all about just keeping both of your troops alive. Both squads, I guess I should say. Because you got one that splits to the left, one that splits to the right. And that's what you really want to be focused on. It's just keeping both of them alive so you take down both sides at the same time. That's all it is with the spread out heavy Zuka. That's really all it is. And we'll get one barrage missile in there maybe before it dies, and boom, 325. 225. That's not a bad time. Honestly, it's kind of up in the air, but I mean, anything above 2 minutes at 6 ERs is, reasonably good. Unless you get Seekered like crazy. Like, this guy's trying to use Seekers. It's not going to work against this base that we have set up. There's no way. Absolutely no way. We got too many shock mines. We have too much splash damage. We got shock launchers. We got the laser beam. We got shock blasters. It's just not going to work. Straight up, it's just not going to work. So, I'm happy to get attacked by Seekers at this point. Man, I think the most underrated thing in Season 11 so far has been defense. Upgrade your defense. I haven't had that many issues. I really haven't fallen backwards at all this season. I've just been like slowly and steadily climbing forwards because I have a good base to fall back on. And part of that is rocket launchers, and I don't have them maxed out yet, but I'm, the way things have been going, I'm kind of considering maxing those out. Would I say that's the best route to anybody, for everybody? No, because it depends on the keys that you had from last season. That's always the biggest factor that plays into what you're doing in Warships, is how you finished in the previous season. If you finish really well and you have a ton of keys at the start, it's more about keys than upgrade tokens, and you have a ton of keys at the start, then you can do things like skip stuff and get really far ahead, because if you get to 4 or 5 engines before 90% of the warship the other warship players have them, then you're gonna have a huge advantage. If you skip stuff and you didn't finish that well in the previous season and you're not that far ahead of the pack, you're kind of just where a lot of the higher players are, but with less of the tools, like less of the defenses, less of the troop upgrades and things like that. So I mean, there's a lot of factors that goes into it. That's why I really love Warships. Like, it's so cool, and like there's so many variables and there's so many different things that go into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We try to make it sound so complicated, then it's just counting to 4. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's really interesting in my opinion. So let's go. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna mine clear with our barrage instead of taking out defenses. And we'll see if that works out for us. I'm not sure. We want to lose about 5 heavies before we use our second win. Otherwise, it's kind of useless. I like where Kavan's standing right now, so I'm going to use one right there. And hopefully that's going to help our troops split off to the right. Let's go with a shock right there. We have most of the troops on the left. It's not the end of the world, but it's not really what we want to see either. Now, this guy's got a pretty good sky shield placement, but the shock launcher is still wide open, and so is that boom cannon. It's just the shock blaster he's got really well covered, so that's probably not a bad idea. Actually, we might be able to shock that. Let's see here. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So, you gotta be careful about the Sky Shield because you can get so close to it with a shock bomb. And you can basically hit everything that's underneath it. I don't know how we hit that engine on the far left. Let's go way in here again. I think I hit most of my heavies there, so that probably wasn't worth doing. We still have a lot of Zookas left, so let's take this down. Now, keep in mind, guys, we did use a ton of we did use a ton of our scout time. That shock mine is gonna kill us for sure. We used a ton of our scout time, so we didn't get a good time on that base at all. But I think it's still gonna be relatively close. He might have beat us by like 10 seconds or so. Oh! 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 There it is! There it is. A little reverse psychology there for the matchmaking. But, yeah, man. Shock mines. Shock mines. Shock mines. Get your shock mines. If you gotta wait to get Scorchers, I think it's worth it. Because, I mean, think about it this way. By the time you get Scorchers, you could probably skip Scorchers and just go straight to Bombers. Sorry, not skip Scorchers. Skip upgrading Scorchers. Skip using them. And just go straight to Bombers. Do I think you should do that? They're probably going to be worth getting. Or, sorry, they're probably going to... You have to get them. You have to get them. It's not a choice. They're probably going to be worth upgrading and using for at least a day or two. Because, I mean, it's not like we can go straight from Scorchers to Cryo Bombers. Unless you save up all your keys. But Scorchers are going to be good for a little bit of time. So, I don't know. Make sure you use them. Try them out. And then, if you really don't like them, Heavy Cryo Bomber is right around the corner. And that's going to be the meta for the rest of the season. So, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you use the code CHICKEN in the shop. And as always, guys, make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you next one, guys. Checking out. Back.